Hello, and welcome to the ArtSpace.ai Getting Started tutorial. Whether you're a newbie seeking an introduction to our platform, or an experienced member eager to learn about our most recent updates and features, this video is for you. Once you've secured your ArtSpace.ai license, you can access the app from your web browser. Most modern web browsers are fine. We recommend Google Chrome, but Firefox and Safari will work just as well. Navigate to ArtSpace.ai and sign in using the same credentials you provided during the checkout process. If you ever forget your password, you can use the Forgot Password feature to reset it. Upon successful login, you will be directed to our homepage. From here, simply click on Continue Drawing to proceed. You are now inside the app and we will walk you through the entire user interface, step by step, in a second, but let's draw an image or two first. Find the text field located at the bottom of your screen. We call this the prompt box and we use it to describe what we would like to draw. For example, type, vibrantly colored parrot in the rainforest, photorealistic. Now click the big blue button right next to it to start drawing. We call this the magic button. Do you see the white rectangle displaying a loading indicator in the middle of the screen? That's the Artbox, the place where your image will appear in a second. There it is, our cute parrot living harmoniously in the rainforest. You may have also noticed that the Artbox, the white rectangle, has moved to the right of the image. That's on purpose, so we can draw another image right next to our first image. But before we draw our second image, let me introduce a little feature that we use all the time. It's called Zoom Fit, and it fits all your images as well as the Artbox to the visible area of your screen. It's located on the toolbar in the top right corner. Voila! Now, let's click the magic button again and draw our second image. Alright, so there's number 2. Same prompt, but 2 different images. And you can repeat this process infinitely. Alright, we made sure you got your first 2 images. But there is so much more to discover. So, let's walk you through the entire user interface starting with the toolbars. On the left side of your screen, you'll find a few links that come in handy while working with ArtSpace.ai. By default this sidebar is collapsed, but you can open it by clicking on the 2 blue arrows at the top of it. Once opened, you'll see text labels right next to these icons. The first link takes you back to our homepage. The second link opens our public gallery. This gallery displays the publicly shared work from other members and is updated on a daily basis. Don't worry, nothing is shared automatically. Our members actively chose to share these images. Our searchable gallery is a great place to find inspiration. So if you're looking for a specific theme or style, feel free to explore our gallery and draw inspiration from other members' creations. The third link opens our Facebook community. It's a great place to connect with other members, share your work or simply ask questions if you ever get stuck. The fourth link directs you to a Google form. This form is for you to submit any ideas or feature requests that you might have. We continuously check your submissions and take them into account when laying out new updates and features. The fifth link takes you to our official YouTube channel. Here, we regularly upload videos to help you navigate ArtSpace.ai and maximize its potential. Let's move over to the top toolbar. Starting with the Undo button. This button undoes our last action. So if we press it right now, it will remove the second image that we have just created. Similarly, the Redo button brings it back. Clicking on the History button will open your personal history. Your history shows all your previously generated images along with the specific settings used to create them. You'll also find an option to delete an image from your history. See, not every image will be an immediate masterpiece and this helps to keep your history clean and organized. Think of your history as your personalized treasure trove of great prompts you can always revert back to. The history only stores a thumbnail of your image, but you can always regenerate the full image by using the exact same prompts and settings. To make this process easy, we've introduced the Recover button. It will recover the prompts and settings for a specific image. Once recovered, just click the magic button to bring your image back to the canvas. Next up, we have a feature called Formulas. At first, this might seem a bit overwhelming, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite easy to use. The purpose of formulas is to help you transform your creative thoughts into powerful prompts. Let's clear the current setup first and start all over. At the very top, in the subject text field, you tell formulas what you would like to draw. For example, chocolate ice cream and a waffle cone. Next, you may select a style, say, photorealism. Notice how your prompt preview updates while you are selecting these visual descriptors? You can go on and select artists, formats, boosters, vibes, and perspectives. You can even select multiple options for each category. But everything is optional and you are already good to go to create your next image. Click Apply to transfer your prompt into the prompt box. Now, just click the magic button to turn your prompt into an image. By the way, you can also draw inspiration from formulas by clicking the Inspire button. Just note, Inspire can sometimes result in unusual and imaginative combinations that may exceed your expectations. Go and have fun with this feature. Next, the eraser lets you erase and redraw specific areas of your image. Simply click on the eraser to activate it. You can now set the size of the eraser, and start erasing portions of your image by pressing and holding the left mouse button. If you've erased too much, you can easily undo this by using the Undo button, which you're already familiar with. For example, let's say you'd like to remove the cup of coffee and its shadow. We start by erasing the area. Next, move the Artbox over that area. ArtSpace.ai combines your prompt with the surrounding pixels inside the Artbox when redrawing. Shrinking the Artbox limits the pixels that ArtSpace.ai looks at. In the prompt box, describe what you'd like ArtSpace.ai to draw and finally click the magic button. It's that simple. Please note that ArtSpace.ai can only redraw whatever makes sense when combining the surrounding pixel context and with your prompt. Pro tip: to activate the eraser, simply press and hold the Control key, or the Command key for Apple users. It will stay active as long as you keep the key pressed. To adjust the size of the eraser quickly, press and hold the right mouse button, then move your mouse left or right while the eraser tool is active. The Clear button offers you the functionality to erase either a single image or all images, essentially the entire canvas. Upon clicking, you will be presented with two choices. 1. Clear selected image. 2. Clear the entire canvas. The Clear selected image option will be unavailable and grayed out if no image has been selected. An image's selection can be identified by the blue border surrounding it. For quick access to this Clear menu, simply press the Del key on your keyboard. Up next, we have the Gallery button. This feature allows you to upload your own images to our public ArtSpace.ai gallery. As a reminder, the public gallery is a great place to display your work, find inspiration and learn from fellow members. It's community-driven and updated daily. If you appreciate the contributions of other members, we, as a community, are equally excited to see your images. Do not hesitate to upload as many images you wish to share. All you have to do is select an image and click the Gallery button. A confirmation notification will appear, which you'll need to confirm. Of course, if you change your mind, you can easily cancel the process by clicking on the Close button. Following up, we present the Upload button. This feature allows you to upload your personal images from your desktop or mobile device onto the canvas for editing. For instance, you can use the eraser to redraw specific areas of an image as shown earlier in this video. You can also extend an image beyond its original borders, a feature that we will further explore later in this video. The Download button lets you download your work to your own devices. Upon clicking, you are presented with three options. 1. Download selected image. 2. Download all images as a collage. 3. Download all images individually. Similarly to the Clear menu that we introduced earlier, the Download selected image option will be unavailable and grayed out if no image has been selected. As a reminder, an image's selection can be identified by the blue border surrounding it. So, if an image has been selected, the Download selected image option lets you download it as a PNG file. The second option, Download all images as a collage, generates a single large image composed of all the images on your canvas. Essentially a collage. It then downloads this collage as a single PNG file. Lastly, with Download all images individually, all images are packed together in a zip archive. Think of a zip archive as a digital folder that bundles multiple files together into one file. Once downloaded, you can unzip the archive and regain access to the original images. Let's move over to the right side of the top toolbar. The percentage reflects your current zoom level. Essentially how much you are zoomed in or out on the canvas. Right next to it, we have the zoom out and zoom in buttons. As you might have guessed, these buttons let you zoom in or out of the canvas. If you're working with a mouse, you can also use the mouse wheel to zoom. On touchpads and mobile devices you can also use the common zoom gestures. The third zoom button is the one we introduced earlier already, Zoom to Fit. A click on it and it will adjust all your images, including the Artbox, to fit the visible area of your screen. Pretty convenient. Lastly, we have the Move tool. Click on it to activate it. You can then drag the canvas in any direction using your left mouse button. This makes the canvas truly infinitive. For quicker access, you can also press and hold the mouse wheel while on the canvas and then simply move your mouse in the desired direction. At the top right, next to your name, you'll find the user menu. Besides some of the links that you have already discovered, like Home, Gallery, and Community, you'll also find a link to your membership site as well as the option to log out. Talking about the membership site, if you click on it, you will find information about your license and a section where you can generate an API key. Just note that this API key only works in combination with our copywriting powerhouse ArtSpace.ai. So, if you're in the market for writing SEO-optimized blogs, high-converting ads, or email campaigns, you should definitely check it out. On the right side of your screen, you'll find the Settings panel. Simply click on the button with the gear icon to open it. At the very top, you'll find a drop-down menu for our models. Our universal model ArtSpace.ai Nova is designed for creating any type of image. Next on the list is the ArtSpace.ai Photorealism model, perfect for achieving images that look incredibly real. Then we have the ArtSpace.ai Dream Studio model, which is fantastic for creating characters that appear to have jumped right out of an animated movie. Lastly, we offer the ArtSpace.ai Anime Alchemist model. As you may have guessed, this model is perfect for creating anime-style images. The content filter is here to make sure your art space stays a safe place. By default, it is enabled and it ensures that our AI models won't draw anything that might not be safe for work. However, we believe in giving you the freedom to express yourself. So you have the option to turn this filter off. Just keep in mind that while you're free to get creative without any restrictions, we still wouldn't tolerate anything illegal. So after switching to disabled, you'll be prompted with a message that reminds you that although the filter will be turned off, we still expect you to create responsibly. Next, you will find a text field labeled as negative prompt. This works similarly to the prompt box that you use to specify what you'd like to draw. However, you use the negative prompt box to describe what you don't want to draw. The default value is blurry, watermark, text, logo, but of course, you are welcome to adjust this, depending on the subject you are drawing. For example, if you are trying to draw a focused subject with a blurry background, you shouldn't use the word blurry in your negative prompt. A good practice is to use the default value and adjust it accordingly whenever you see our models draw something unintended. Now let's talk about the seed number. This is an advanced topic, so if you are new to ArtSpace.ai, this might feel a bit overwhelming. Just know that it's totally fine to skip this topic and return to it later. Ready? Let's start with the overall idea of the seed number. You already know that ArtSpace.ai draws a new unique image every time you click the magic button, even if you use the same prompt. But why is that? Behind the scenes, every image is drawn from a reference point. For simplicity, let's say this reference point tells ArtSpace.ai where to place the brush and make the first brush stroke. And this reference point is what we call the seed number. By default, the seed number is empty. This tells ArtSpace.ai to randomly choose a seed number for us every time we draw an image. Now if we draw an image using the same prompt but with 3 different seed numbers, we'll get 3 different images. And that's exactly what happens when we leave the seed number field empty. Let's run a little experiment. We leave the seed number field empty and draw an image using the prompt, vibrantly colored parrot in the rainforest photorealistic. Now ArtSpace.ai tells us which seed number it used to draw the image. Let's copy and paste this last used seed number back into the seed number field. Our experiment is all set up. If we now draw again, using the same prompt, we will get the exact same image, over and over again. Because we are now using a fixed seed number, coupled with our prompt, which is still the same. And that's already the first use case, being able to recreate an image. Here's another use case. Sometimes you might like how ArtSpace.ai drew an image, but you'd also like to explore if it can draw something similar. What you can try doing is using a neighboring seed number. So, if you like an image and ArtSpace.ai tells us that it used the seed number 144556652 to create it, then you might want to increase or decrease this seed number by 1 or 2, to see if a neighboring seed number produces something equally great. This doesn't always work, but it's worth a try and a great way to explore similar images. One last use case: sometimes you might like how ArtSpace.ai drew an image, but you would like to slightly modify the prompt without losing the overall concept of the image. In this case, you can also reuse the seed number, slightly modify your prompt, and draw the image again. Just know that ArtSpace.ai might not be able to stick to the overall concept of the image if you change the prompt too much. Another great way to draw an image from an overall concept is to use the seed image, which we will explore in a second. Just one last note on the seed number: you can also redraw images from our public gallery by copying and pasting the prompt and the seed number. Just know that you also have to match the model, the dimensions as well as the negative prompt, basically the entire settings, in order to redraw the exact same image. Let's talk about the seed image. Similar to the seed number, this feature lets you guide ArtSpace.ai by providing a reference point. But instead of using a number as the reference point, which is a very abstract way of telling ArtSpace.ai where to start drawing, you can use an actual image to take ideas from. You can upload your own images from the web, or even images that you've generated with ArtSpace.ai. So, let's upload a seed image that we would like ArtSpace.ai to take ideas from. Once uploaded, we also have the option to set the seed image variance. This lets us set how strict we want ArtSpace.ai to follow the seed image, or in other words, how creative we want ArtSpace.ai to be. A lower value will make ArtSpace.ai stick closer to the seed image. A higher value, on the other hand, gives ArtSpace.ai more freedom to be creative. A good starting point is around 80, but this can vary based on the seed image and of course what you'd like to achieve. A value that works good for one seed image might not necessarily work good for another seed image. So, feel free to play around with the seed image variants. Oh, by the way, the seed image is also excellent if you're looking to create alternative versions of an image. Just upload the image as the seed image and set the value to the lower end, maybe around 20. This allows you to create alternate versions that still closely resemble the original. Let's now shift our focus to the Artbox, sometimes referred to as the white rectangle you've been interacting with. There are a couple of useful features that you should be aware of. Firstly, the Artbox is mobile within the canvas. Essentially, the image you draw will be displayed wherever you position the Artbox. Secondly, the Artbox is resizable. You can change its dimensions by using the handles on the sides and the corners. Do you notice how the dimension label adjusts accordingly? You can also change the size by clicking directly on the dimensions label. Here you'll find a variety of predefined options. But you can also set a custom size. Just know that any custom sizes will be rounded to the nearest multiple of 16, with a minimum of 128 pixels and a maximum of 4096 pixels. Moreover, in the top left corner, you'll notice a label marked New. This means that you're in the mode to draw a new image. Now watch this. This label switches to fill once you overlap the Artbox with an existing image on the canvas. You've now transitioned into a different mode that we use for in and out painting. Inpainting is the process of modifying certain parts or even repairing small defects of an image. Do you remember when we removed the coffee cup and its shadow from the table earlier in this tutorial? That's a prime example of inpainting. But inpainting also lets you modify small imperfections or completely alter parts of an image, such as changing the color of the eyes. A good technique is to use the eraser tool and then position the Artbox right over the area that you'd like to redraw. The larger the Artbox, the more context you're sending our AI. In some cases, it might be beneficial to use less context, and other times, more. Now that we've talked about inpainting, you might be asking, what is outpainting? Well, outpainting lets you expand an image beyond its original boundaries. For that, we place the Artbox over an image, allowing it to overlap by roughly 3/4. You can experiment and overlap more or less, but as a general guideline, a 3/4 overlap provides our AI with enough context to understand an image and extend it properly. Let's quickly outpaint this image along all its borders. Beside the magic button, you'll find some additional features. Let's begin with the first, labeled Stylize prompt. See, when writing prompts, our AI models are pretty good at understanding short prompts. But when you're less descriptive, you're leaving more room for interpretation. And sometimes, that interpretation may not be what you intended. So, crafting more detailed prompts can be helpful. But let's face it, not everyone wants to be a prompt expert, knowing all the details of what makes a good prompt. That's why we've built the Prompt Stylizer, equipped with 15 ready-to-use styles. The Prompt Stylizer takes your short prompt and turns it into a longer, more polished prompt. Remember when you were browsing our gallery and thinking, how can I come up with these long prompts for an image? Here's your answer. So, to stylize your prompt, all you need to do is click on one of our preset styles and wait while ArtSpace.ai works its magic. Once it's done, you can hit apply and then proceed with drawing as usual by hitting the magic button. Just a heads up, these stylized prompts have been tested with our Universal Nova model. Using them with one of the other models may lead to unforeseen outcomes. Style modifiers. While this feature is already launched, we are still in the process of testing and refining it. There may be updates to the user interface as we move forward. Rest assured, we will add a presentation of this feature to this getting started video once it is fully transitioned out of beta. Finally, and this will be a short one, the Clear Prompt button does exactly what its name suggests. It clears your prompt. Now let's talk about a few common pitfalls and errors and how you can effectively tackle them immediately. At times, particularly with lengthy prompts, certain details may not be incorporated into the image. In such cases, you could try to simplify the prompt or even modify its structure, moving the more vital details closer to the beginning of the prompt. Also, repeating a crucial phrase can give it more importance. Sometimes, when you're outpainting, the resulting image might look totally different from the original image you're working on. It could even appear like an entirely new image. This happens due to the hard edge that, in rare instances, might signal to our models that the image ends at that point. An easy workaround is to use the eraser tool to create an uneven edge before outpainting. This simple adjustment proves successful in 99% of cases. If something is not working as expected, we recommend reaching out to us via email. We typically respond within 12 hours, often much faster. However, if you need an immediate fix, we suggest clearing the entire canvas once. If this doesn't help, don't hesitate to get in touch. On a final note, we recommend downloading your images and saving them on your personal devices. It's always better to be safe than sorry.